Democrats on the Senate Intelligence Committee are set to release a controversial report on the CIA tomorrow. It claims agents used torture on al-Qaeda suspects after Republicans and CIA officials said the study could endanger Americans overseas. Secretary of State John Kerry expressed concern about the report. Democratic Senator McCaskill of Missouri is with us. She is a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you last night at the Kennedy Center.
Yes, and you all look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning after having a late night.
Remarkable, isn't it? Let's talk about the CIA, the report. Senator Feinstein, you know her well. Obviously, she's a colleague, and I assume you've talked to her about this, even though you haven't seen the report. Can you tell us what it is that is so damaging that people fear that it might rebound against the United States in foreign countries and U.S. personnel? Well,
I think it exposes what the world already knows, and that is that the United States engaged in torture. But my feeling about this is that this is a gut check moment for our democracy. The world knows we tortured. But does the world know yet that we'll hold up our values and hold our government accountable? This report would never happen in North Korea or China or Russia. But in the United States, we hold our government accountable, and I think that process is so important, so fundamental to our democracy, that it's essential that this report comes out.
But those people who may be suggested in the report who have tortured say that they had authority from the White House and legal authority, and they reported everything they were doing.
Well, first of all, I think that the American people need to see the report and they can judge for themselves as to whether or not this is a learning moment for us. I don't think anybody in America, especially, I mean, look at John McCain, who understands so much better than any of us. There's been no one who has been more upfront about how important it is that we get beyond this ever happening again in terms of using torture and by the way, I think the report will help us all understand whether or not the torture was effective.
Right. I know, but Senator, this has been a long-running debate. I think we've known that the U.S. government engaged in waterboarding and other techniques known as torture. There's been a continuing debate about whether those enhanced interrogation techniques led to any actionable intelligence. But in this particular case, the report by the Senate suggests that members of the CIA systematically lied to those in the White House. That's a very damaging charge.
It's a very damaging charge, but we know that during this report, the CIA actually was hacking into Senate staff computers, actually threatening Senate staff with criminal referrals. So I appreciate that we have to have intelligence capability in this country.
But you have every former past head of the CIA since 9/11 saying we were not engaged in lying to the White House. That's just not
that's
true.
why this report needs to come out. And ultimately, the CIA has to have oversight. Now, if this report doesn't come out, then we all need to get comfortable with the fact that in America, the CIA has no oversight.
You mentioned Senator John McCain. Is he in favor of the report coming out?
I believe he is. I have not spoken to him directly about it.
Let's turn to the issue of sexual misconduct in the military, because it is an issue that you have led on in the U.S. In the Senate, and a new report came out just this week that suggests that while sexual assault overall was down in the military, reporting went up. Should that give us any, I mean, the people at the Pentagon are saying this is somewhat good news. How so?
Well, first of all, we now know that reporting was 1 in 12 just a few years ago, and now it's down to 1 in 4. That is so much higher than in the civilian world. As somebody who prosecuted these crimes for years, it is and will remain the most underreported crime in America. So prevalence is down, reporting is up, and importantly, Nora, the victims who were contacted anonymously in this effort over the last year said that 83% of them were fully supported by their commanders as they came forward out of the shadows. That, to me, was the most important statistic in the report. We are changing the climate in the military. We've got a lot of work to do. No question. We're not done. I'm not done overseeing this. But it has been stubborn for some to see and acknowledge the progress that's being made.
All right. Senator McCaskill, good
to
see you. Thank you for being here.